So guys and girls, welcome to my channel, and I'm excited to have you back, and also welcome to my first trading content. And I'm basically doing my Sunday market breakdown on USD CAD, so I hope you stay and you follow up with what I'm doing, and I just felt like sharing with my audience. So basically we can see a direct trend from the market, a direct impulse down like so, and followed by this sideways movement that happened. And another thing that I want to point out is, before I say this, I am actually a Falcon trader. I trade the Falcon system, which Mark Hutchinson happens to be my mentor. So I want to show you one unique setup I always look out for. One of my best structure whenever I see it is just like an A plus. So basically the market created three drives in price like so: 1, 2 and 3. So don't forget, we are on the daily. I'm just on the daily so I can show you like a bird's eye view of what I'm trying to talk about. So whenever I see these three drives in the market, 1, 2, 3, and I expect it to move down to the downside, and you can either just take a risk entry for swing style traders, depending on your personality, how you trade, either swing or day trader, or anyhow you trade. You can take a risk entry or reduce risk entry. So that being said, let's move to the 4 hours so you can see the market for what it is. So right, I'm on the 4 hour, and let's hope to we see some setup. So let me show you a particular setup that I missed during the week, the just concluded week. And this is basically another same structure of the larger structure that I just showed you earlier on. You can see the three drives in price right here: 1, 2 and then 3. Just so easy. It's easy but not really easy, but once you can see it, you can't unsee it. So 1 to 3 drives in the market, followed by an impulse down, a sideways movement, and a continuation. So that is basically one of my most A plus setups. When I see this, I just know that yes, I have to just do my execution and take whatever be the outcome. So another entry that I actually missed during the just concluded week was particularly this one. So as we were trending down from this mini trend, we could see the market left a footprint like so right here. The market left a footprint in the market, and we actually recovered to clear that footprint. We pushed down, gave a little flag, and we followed through. So let me just show you what I'm trying to say right here. Let me show you what I mean right here so you can really understand what I'm trying to talk about. So before, let me just put on my arrow to mark out the areas. Okay, there you go. So I just had my arrow on, so you can see it very clearly right now. So let me head to the 1 hour so you can see it very clearly. Yeah, there we go. So you can see the footprints the market left earlier on. There it is, and we came back. We cleared the highs right here. When we cleared the highs, pulled back down, and we gave a little sideways correction, and we followed through. So that is the whole idea behind this trading style. I personally call it, or in my strategy we call it, the V-shaped recovery in Falcon mechanics. V-shaped recovery. So let me show you how I would have taken this trade. I'm gonna put my trend lines on like so and like so, and that is that. Then I will just set my stop tools below like this. 20 pips is okay. This is me taking a reduced risk entry. 20 pips is okay, and I'll target the lows of right here like so. But another thing you need to understand is This what I call the 90% rule in Falcon trading. That is where you set your TP right at the 90% before you get to the lows, because that is where you can start to see the market start retracing. Something like, let me show you an example of what I mean. For example, maybe we were trending down and we start having something like this, like a falling wedge, 1 2 3, and we head back up. So right here, you want to be on the bulls with your management when you're approaching the lows. You just need to be able to like be right on the bulls with your management. For example, let me just put it like so. Be able to set your TP order right there. So a 3 to 1 is very fine. A 3 to 1 is very okay. Personally, I always aim for a 3 to 1. That is the minimum I always aim for. And my lookout for this week is like this. This is what I'm looking at for the week. Since we are still on a downtrend, I'm looking for the market to just recover back here like so. Maybe just clear these highs a little bit and a little sideways action, like so. Let me put that tool back on like this. 1 2 and 3, like so. So that is what I'm looking out for. I'm looking for the market to just recover to this place and clear these highs a little bit. Let me take you back to the overall time frame so you don't forget where we are, because if there's one thing that is really important is for you to understand where you are within the structure. Don't forget, we are still in our golden run. We are still far up in structure. Like you can see, this is where we are. We are still far up, like in the structure. We are very far from the lows from a daily point of view. And I really recommend you always do your top-down analysis to be able to understand how you follow the trade. So we are still far up in the run. So that is that. I just wanted you to see where we are, and this is, let me head back to the 1 hour so you can see it for what it is. Just like I said earlier, I'm looking for the markets to clear this trend line, this high, and see where this high is. Let me take you to where this high actually is. Let me head to the 4 hour so it'll be a bit fast. So on the 4 hour, this is where the high is, this strong resistance. So I'm looking for it to retest that resistance, that line there, and when it does, I wait for the push down, which is my confirmation. When it does the push down, the flag and the follow through. So that is what I'll wait for the new week, and that is that for USD CAD. Let me also take you to GBP AUD. So right there, GBP AUD. So GBP AUD within the week was very kind of, if you look at this structure, it will just be like no structure to this, but let me just show you what actually is happening on a lower time frame. You can see we have a little kind of a sideways movement, or you may say direct impulse, whatever you want to call it, but let's filter it down to the lower time frame so you can see it for what it is. So we head to the 4 hour. So right, we are on the 4 hour, and right there you can see we are coming from a little bit of impulse and followed by a sideways movement. So this is basically our impulse, correction, and a continuation. That is just the whole idea, and I want to show you something, what I'm looking out for the new week. You can see, let's head to the 1 hour so you can see it for what it is. Still same trade idea. The market left a footprint in the market. So here we go. The market left a footprint right there. That is what the market left. The market left a footprint, and we had something like a minute retouch in price, like so, like that, like so. Once you can see these things, you can now see it. So basically, for people who are new to the Falcon strategy, I'll just say just check out Mark Hutchinson. He's the founder of the Falcon Strategy. You'll be able to understand very well in detail what I'm trying to talk about. So you can see the footprints the market left right here, which is this, and so the market came back. It came back to test that brick wall, which is, let me delete that out first. The market came back to test that brick wall, which is right here, and it went. So that is that. And now what are we looking for our new possible entries is right here. This is what we are looking for. Let me delete that first. We are looking for this to happen like so. Put my trend lines on like so, basically like this. So basically I use trend lines, and a lot of people, some people don't actually use trend lines, but me, I use trend lines for my trading. That's how I trade. So I'm looking for the market to, when it opens, head back up right like this, push down, maybe a little sideways movement like so, and to the downside. That is what I'm looking out for the new week. So guys and girls, this is what I'm looking out for in the new week on GBP AUD, and I'll be able to just wait for it and set my stop loss to like this for my entry, and my stop loss above, and I target the lows. Don't forget, you always be very intentional about your management, because you don't want to hold your trades, then you forget, you neglect the lows. This is where I'm talking about this inflection point, because these are places where the market can start to reverse, to retrace very drastically. So you always want to be on the balls with your management when you're approaching these lows. So the trade ID is actually targeting this actual low, but you always want to look out for this place. 3 to 1, personally, that's what I target. Is very okay. I'm very okay taking my profit here, but if it does smash this low, then I'm very okay with it. We will trail and manage down to the overall low. So that is that, and thank you for watching up till this far, and hope to see you in another week's Sunday market breakdown.